Just because I was ill. I was sick and I couldn't travel to the city. Yes. So I'm gonna start sharing my screen so you can see, okay? Okay, my dear Diego. So let's start. I provided you with a link, right? That it was. Yes. Did you download the book, the student's book? Okay. So let's start on page number one, the unit number one, aiming high. Sorry. And as you can see here, we have the speaking part one. As you know, the B2 exam is very similar as the C1 Advanced, the exam format, okay? So to start with this, let's start with speaking part one, the interview. So tell me, how long have you been studying English? Mm-hmm. Yes, okay. In this part, what is expected? What you are expected to do in the Cambridge one at a C1 level? You have to use more advanced and sophisticated vocabulary, of course, than in the B2 first, because your school will be affected if you don't use this kind of vocabulary. For example, you can say, I have been studying English for just a few years, for example, both formally at school or at a university or at a college, and more intensively in recent years, for example, and this has been part of my academic and professional development. You can do it like this, okay? Try to be more organized when you are speaking and organize your ideas, okay? The next question, please. What is the most challenging aspect of learning English according to you? Yes. Yes. Okay, perfect. The next one. What do you hope or what do you expect to achieve by the end of this English course? Okay, just one advice here, some advice here. In this part, as I told you, you have to be very, very formal in the C1 Advanced because the beta first level is one different thing from the C1 level in from now on, okay? From that part in on. For example, I'm gonna give you a model answer for this question. For example, you have to be really have to use really academic language style. For example, you can say, by the end of the course, okay, I hope or I expect to communicate more fluently and accurately, particularly in formal context, and to feel full prepared for the C1 advanced exam. You can do it like this, okay? Try to be more formal. Number four, how important is it for you to to you do well in your work or study? Yes, to perform as well in your work, in your case. Yes, perfect. You are, as you know, you are really fluent at a B2 level, but you have to use, for example, adverbs. For example, you can say it is extremely important. You see, as performing or since performing well allows me to progress professionally and gives me a strong sense of personal achievement, for example, you can say. Yes. Okay, and the last one, please. I need you to tell me about a different kind of challenge that you have faced recently and what did it make you feel. How did it make you feel? Yes. Sh- yes, he's more fluent, right? Vocabulary. Yes. That is why I wanted to reach that level as well. Okay, and for that you can use, for example, advanced adjectives. For instance, you said that it is so important. Oh, I forgot what you said at the very beginning. But for example, I'm gonna provide you with a model answer. For example, you can say one significant challenge. You see, you use significant. I faced was adapting to a new academic environment. For example, when talking with my native like speaking is English speaking friends, for example, like you mentioned Peter, right? And initially you have to, okay, I'm gonna give you a tip. When you speak in this part in the C1 advanced, you have to use like if you were talking, if you were writing an essay, for example. That is the structure that you have to speak as well. For example, you have to use connectors at the beginning of your arguments or your ideas. For example, you can say initially I felt very apprehensive, for example, but over time I became more confident and resilient. You can use these kind of adjectives, okay? So please take notes. Okay, so as you can see here in this unit, we are gonna learn modal verbs might, could, might, and can, of course, at a C1 level, adverbs of degree, challenge and achievement, nouns, and spelling. Okay, so let's go over the next page, please. Let's scroll down. And as you can see here, we have the speaking part too, the long turn. Let's go over the box that is called useful language. In there you have some vocabulary that you can use in this part. And as you can see here, this is a little bit different from the B2 first exam. In this part you're gonna have 3 pictures. Okay, take your time. Okay, don't worry. Take your time. Okay, you're back. Thank you so much. So let's continue, please. In this useful language box, you have to decide to help me out deciding which of the words in the box can be used instead of the adjectives happy, determined, and nervous. All of them. We have to classify them. Yes. Okay, let's start with happy. Instead of happy, what words we can use instead of happy? Yes, overjoyed. What else? Sorry, what? Set on. Set on, not in this case, not. No. Yes. Yes, in good spirits. Yes. For instance, what about delighted about? Delighted about. Yes, that is another one, delighted. When you say that you are delighted about something, you mean that you are really happy or excited about something. That's the meaning of that. Yes. Also, thrilled. Thrilled about. Thrilled. It means that you are very pleased or excited about something. And then we have overjoyed and in good spirits as well. Yes. And as well, delighted. Yeah, I told you delighted, right? Yes. What about determined? Committed to, perfect. On edge, no. In this case, not. It means nervous. On edge means that you're nervous. Yes. Yes, set on, perfect. Always focused on, right? And also, what else? One more. Intent on, perfect. Intent on. And finally, nervous. Anxious, yes. Apprehensive about. Tense. And the one that you told me, on edge about. Okay. Please, in your own words, okay, so you can increase your vocabulary in your speaking skills. We're gonna practice like this in every single lesson. I want you to tell me in your own words the definition of focused on. Yes. 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 Okay. The definition of anxious about. Yes. Do you know what is the meaning of committed to? Always when you use this expression committed to, the verbs have to go with ing form. Always. Committed to. For example, committed to working, committed to reading, committed to swimming, whatever. Okay? Yes. Committed to means to be willing, to have the will, to give time or effort to something because you believe it. You believe in it. That is committed to. That is the definition. For example, I'm gonna tell you an example. She seems committed to her studies. You see? Yes. What about under pressure? Yes, perfect. Is there any one other word from that box that you don't know the meaning? Okay. Okay. First of all, on edges, it means that you are really nervous, very nervous, and you are unable to relax, to get relaxed. That is the meaning of on the edge. Okay, for example, you can say, yesterday I was burning the midnight oil and I couldn't be on edge. Yes, it means that you were working hard at night yesterday, the previous night, and you were on edge. You were very nervous. That is it. Okay. There's another one. Ah, delighted. As I told you, it means that you are really happy. Very happy. Yes. For example, you can say, yesterday I passed my C1 advance, and that is why I was so delighted. Yes. Okay. Any other one? Thrilled. It means that you are very pleased and excited. Yes. That is why. Thrilled. Like the number three, thrilled. The pronunciation. Okay. And there's another one. Okay. Perfect. Now, I want you to try to use this vocabulary that we deal with right now, and you have to describe. You know what to do here, right? But now you have three pictures. You have to deal with the whole pictures, the three pictures, and by answering at the same time the question, what challenges might be these people facing, and how might they be feeling? Yes, as much as you can. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna provide you a model answer, an example on how you can perform in this task. For example, you can say, "What is the girl doing there?" The girl might be, or appears to be, or seems to be highly focused. For example, you can say, you see, you use the adverb highly focused, focused and committed to her work or to her studies. You can say, and as you can see here, it is this exercise consists of speculating by using modal verbs. Okay, that is why. And you can continue like this. She might be feeling right under pressure due to the academic maybe tasks or demands, you can say, but she also seems to be determined to achieve her goals. Like this, as you can see, you organize well your ideas and you try to be very very formal all of the time. Okay, yes. So for that, we're gonna learn a little bit of vocabulary related to challenge and achievement. Let's go over the next page, please. In this part, we have to complete the expressions with a noun from the box. We have ambition, challenge, chance, failure, motivation, and success. I think that most of those words you know, right? All of them, actually, yes. So, number one, the film was an overnight. And what do you think is the expression here? With what word? What word is miss? Yes. But what word do you think is missing here? We have ambition, challenge. Yes. Yes. An overnight success, despite its loud budget. Perfect. An overnight success. And by the way, what is the meaning of that? Something unexpected. Yes. Yes. So it means that it was an unexpected success. Okay. Number two, I have a burning to travel to Australia. So I'm gonna cross out. Let me see, success because it's done. Okay. Okay. This is an idiom like a collocation, and you have to use I have a burning ambition, like a desire. It means that you have a great passionate desire to achieve that. Yes, that is the meaning. Okay. For example, you can say I have right now you have a burning ambition to get your C1 certification, for example. Yes. Number three. When pupils tire of studying, a system of rewards can help increase student what? Yes, perfect. Increase motivation. Number four. Sadly, my attempts to learn Japanese meet with meet complete failure. Yes, it means that your attempts, your tries to learn Japanese were a completely fail. Yes, failure. Yes, that is like these are like an idiom, like idioms. Yes, but as you at a C1 level. Number five. Sorry, the government faces the formidable of reducing unemployment. Challenge. Perfect challenge. The formidable challenge of reducing unemployment. In number six, he leaves nothing to chance. To chance. Perfect. He leaves nothing to chance. Yes. And plans everything before it. Yes. It means that you are very, very thorough when planning things. That you are very careful when planning things. Okay. So let's go over the speaking part. No. No. Yes, that is the meaning. When you are very careful when you plan something. Yes, perfect. Okay, in sentence 5, for example, as you can see here, we're in the exercise 4, okay? In exercise 5, in exercise 1, the verb face collocates with challenge, right? Face the challenge. Which of the 6 nouns of the box that is in pink here, right, do you think collocates with these expressions? Number 1, fulfill a or end, or maybe realize what? What do you think is the word? Okay, you have here these words, right? Ambition, challenge, chance, failure, and motivation, and success as well, right? Okay, and using this word, by using these words, we have to complete here from 1 to 6. Yes, for example, a collocation, it can be the first one. I'm gonna help you with the first one, is fulfill or realize an ambition. It means that in Spanish, I'm gonna tell you cumplir una ambición. Yes, fulfill or realize an ambition. Okay, so ambition, it's done. Number 2, end in or result in what? Perfect, result in failure. Perfect. Number 3, achieve or enjoy what? Success. Perfect. Number 4, improve or lack? Let's see. Motivation. Perfect. Motivation. Perfect. Number 5, stand up or jump at the? Have you ever heard about this expression? Is very common. Stand what? Yes, stand a chance or jump at a chance. Okay, which means to, in Spanish, aprovechar la oportunidad, right? Number 6, take up a or an or rise to the? Yes, great. Rise to the challenge. Perfect. Let's keep going. Number 5, the adjective in the previous exercise, formidable, also collocates with challenge, right? Other words in groups below can combine with a noun from exercise 1. We have to add the noun for each group, each set of words, okay? For example, major, new, or dawning, what can be the word here? Yes. First of all, I would like to give you the meaning of dawning, because major you know, right? New, of course you know. But what is dawning? Do you know what is dawning? It means desalentador. So, according to that, what do you think is the adjective here, or the word here? It is challenge. Yes, a major challenge, a new challenge, or a dawning challenge. Okay, yes. This word has multiple meanings. For example, it means, as I told you, desalentador or abrumador in Spanish. Or yes, yes, that is dawning. Okay. Number 2, slide, fair, or second. Second chance. Perfect. Great. Number 3, secret, lifelong, or main. Great. Ambition. Number 4, total, costly, or dismal. Failure. Perfect. Total failure. Number 5, huge, great, or resounding. Success. Perfect. Success. Resounding success. A great success. Perfect. And the last one, primary, or strong, or poor. What? Motivation. Press primary motivation, strong motivation, or poor motivation. Perfect. Sorry. Primary motivation is like, for example, you can say my primary motivation right now or this year is to get my C1 advanced certificate, for example. We use it in very formal contexts. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna repeat the exercise, the speaking part 2, but I want you to do it better this time because you so far you know new vocabulary, new expressions, and I want you to do it as best as you can. It says, why might the people have entered this event and how might they be feeling now? All of them. All of them. Yes. Okay, okay. Yes, perfect, on edge, perfect. Okay, okay. Just one mistake that I noticed right now, in order you to speak with property, is you told, I don't know if, I don't remember if you told about he or she, but anyways, focused on training the dog. You, yes, focused on, remember that is like a collocation, focused on, always, focused on. Yes, focused on training the dog. That is the proper way to say. Okay. For example, you could say, for instance, using a little bit of formal vocabulary, you can say, these people, yes, they might have entered or joined to this sort of events because they might be looking for pushing their limits. Okay, their limits to prove their resilience or maybe achieve a personal goal. It's like that. Okay, that is the way. Perfect. Now it's time to practice reading. I know that reading it can be a little bit tiring and stressful, but you have to, as you know. Yes, we have to. This is the part 5, the multiple choice. You know, it is very similar like in the Beta First exam. We have 6 questions. You have to decide what is the right answer, A, B, C, or D. And the reading is here, a long way to the top. Okay? Yes. So now we have to read, and we're going to analyze it together, okay? This time. On the next lessons, on further lessons, I'm gonna provide you with some set time, with a specific time, so you can read it, so you can practice, okay? So please, help me out reading the first paragraph, and as you know, the answers of every single questions are in the same order as are displayed the every single paragraph, okay? Yes, so please, let's read the number 1, the paragraph number 1. Yes. 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 Perfect. Okay. So according to this, in this part, as you know, we have to practice to get the right answer. What is the right answer without knowing every single word specifically? You don't. It is not necessary to know all of the words that are in the reading. Okay. You just have to get to based and to look for the right answer based on the whole context of the paragraph. Okay. So, number one, it says, what point does the writer make about George Mallory in the first paragraph? And the options are: climbers in modern day will never able to attain his level of fame. The other one is people continue to wonder whether he accomplished his goal or not. Number C, letter C, sorry. Better technology might have changed the outcome of his mission. Or letter D, articles regarding his achievements have sometimes been inaccurate. So, according to this, what do you think is the right answer? Let's look for it. Yes, great. Letter B. Why? As you can see here, I have my teacher guide here, which I have all of the answers. So let me show you. Yes, the correct answer of number one is B. But why? First of all, what has the paragraph focused on? The first paragraph, this first paragraph. This first paragraph focused on the mystery, right, of surrounding this Mallory's fate, the fate of this man, and the fact that the evidence is inconclusive as well, because it mentions this, and an ongoing speculation about whether he reached the summit. Okay, that is why. And based on all of these clues or arguments, we can lead to look for the right answer, that is the letter B. Okay, let's do it with the number two, paragraph number two. The American film documentary Free Solo documents climber Alex Honnold's attempt to ascend El Capitan. Okay, 900-meter vertical rock face at Yosemite National Park. Powerful lenses capture every fleeting expression on Honnold's face, and were left in no doubt as just to how grilling and potentially fatal the ascent is. As with many extreme sports films, Free Solo offers the viewer a fascinating glimpse into. What is, by the way, what do you think is glimpsed into the world? To take a look. Yes, to take a look. Yes, that is the meaning, okay? A glimpse into the world of a top athlete. Revealing the routine's incredibly physical performance, and directors of Free Solo go further and offer a remarkable story of a complex character. Okay? Because a man with enormous courage and humor, yet someone who also sometimes seems incapable of reading the emotions of the people closest to him. So, based on this, what do you think is the right answer of the question number two? Let's say if you are able to look for the right answer. Okay. You were right. Letter C. Yes. 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 That is. But the answer is in this short extract. A complex character, a man with enormous courage and humor, yet someone who also sometimes seems incapable of reading the emotions of the closest people to him. In this part was the answer. Okay, perfect. Let's go over the number 3, paragraph number 3. I'm gonna read it and try to read you as well so you can look for the answer faster, okay? Interestingly, in an interview with Square, Hannell wonders whether people have possibly read too much into because it is there. This is a title, right? Because it is there. And suggests it might simply have been a throwaway remark made by a tired man at the end of a long press conference. Yet, however, like Mallory, Hunnell is constantly being pressed about what drives him to attempt his seemingly. This is a really interesting adverb. Seemingly, yes, impossible. Okay, seemingly means aparentemente. Yes, impossible. The Square interviewer cannot help but ask the same. If you believe, as I do, that Miller's statement was profound, then the question Holmes threw back to the interviewer, covering the reason for doing anything challenging seems only to paraphrase it. Okay, that is the third paragraph. So, according to that, what do you think is the right answer of paragraph, the question number 3? Yes. Yes. C, number, one more time. C, letter C. Perfect. At this time, at this level, it is not that difficult at the very beginning. But as we go through these kind of readings, the vocabulary is going to be a little bit difficult, harder, okay? Yes. Because, for example, you remember that, for example, when we were studying at the university with the teacher Flores, right? These books, these kind of books, for example, the Cambridge one, it doesn't compare to these ones because this section ready for B1, ready for B2, ready for C1, ready for C2 are very demanding. They are very exigent. They are very hard, and that is why I chose to prepare you with this book. Okay, so you can master the skills. So please, number 4. Hunnell has been active. The paragraph number 4 has been active in free solo climbing for the best part of 20 years. In interviews, he explains how he rehearses extensively before the most demanding climbs, working out each intricate move and memorizing them in sequence to the point of obsession. Okay, so he was obsessed with this. But it can sensibly. There is another interesting adverb, sensibly, that you can use when speaking. Be argued that climbing without ropes or a safety harness makes such an approach essential. So, Hummels claims to love climbing for climbing's sake, okay, and that's for him. It is all about minimizing unnecessary risk. Rest. To hear this is refreshing in a world where thrill seekers often boast about terrifying experiences in near accidents. Okay? Yes, so according to this, let's look for the answer of number 4. Letter A. Okay, in this case, I'm gonna show you number 4 is letter D. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. First of all, what is reluctant? Yes. Reluctant. The adjective. It says the answer of number 4. It says he is reluctant to climbing. Okay. Have you ever heard about this expression? It's a synonym. For example, if I tell you I am averse to reading books, it means that I don't like read books. It is kind of similar. So he is reluctant to climb. It means that he is reacio, reacio, reacio. Yes, yes, something like that. Yes, it's the same. Reacio, rechazar. Si rechaza climb. Okay, that is the meaning. Okay, so number 5. Let's go ahead. Alone on the wall, Helnold's autobiography, which came out several years before the El Capitan climb, offers further insight into the man and his accomplishments. Alternating sections are written by Helnold, describing his experience in the first person, and his co-author, David Roberts. Professional writers such as Roberts are vital in the sports autobiography genre, often for the reason that top athletes can seldom convey that it is like to have such extraordinary talent. In the same way, you or I would have difficulty rationalizing the process of breathing, simply because it comes naturally. Professional writers must interview, must tease out, and resemble an elite athlete's thoughts into the text that makes sense to the rest of us. In this case, Robert's name appears alongside Honnold's on the cover. Yes. So according to this, what do you think is the correct answer in number 5? Sorry, what word did you say? I was. Where is? In the answers. Okay, boast. First of all, have you ever heard about this adjective boast? What is boast? First of all, we have two words here. For example, a boast is in here in paragraph number 4. It says thrill seekers, los amantes de la emoción, right? Often boast about terrifying. Presumir, presumir. Yes. So, based on that, what is boastful? Yes. Or maybe it could be presumido or fanfarrón. Yes, it's the same. The question says, what general problem regarding sports autobiographies does the writer explain? Okay, yes, perfect. Because it says that top athletes can seldom convey on what it is like to have such an extraordinary talent, so they can explain their abilities. Yes, like a wise. Yes, yes, great. Yes, that is perfect. There you are. So let's go over the number. Sorry, number five. Number six. Sorry. In the final paragraph, what conclusion does the writer, sorry, does the writer draw? Okay. So please, the last paragraph. Yes. Okay. Yes, I just realized something interesting that is why you stopped there, right? They can too. It seems to be grammatically incorrect, right? That yes, but not because of the context. You have to analyze the context and do everything, for example, you can in order to achieve them. To achieve them. That is why we have to use to there. Yes. It is not like we are connecting can with to with achieve with a preposition. No. It means it is a separated idea. You can do everything you can in order to achieve. Yes. 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 You were a little bit. Yes. So, based on that, what do you think is the correct answer in number six? What do you think? Letter C. In this case, I'm gonna tell you, my dear Diego, that the answer is number A. Letter A, sorry. Letter A. Yes. Why? Because first of all, we are talking about a conclusion, right? In the question number six, there is a little bit of in the paragraph, a little sentence that says, "Watching free solo should be a form of escapism rather than a general lesson in how to live our lives." Yes, that is the conclusion that the writer does. So people should just enjoy it and let themselves be distracted by the free soul. Yes, that is. Okay, so how do you feel about this exercise, specifically this reading part? Do you think it is a little bit difficult from the get go? Yes. Yes, that is okay. But as we go through every single lesson, you are gonna acquire some new vocabulary, advanced of course vocabulary, in order you increase your and you shape your speaking skills. Okay. So for that, yes, we have only 2 minutes, right? Okay. Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. What what do you mean? I don't get it at all. Okay.